So yes, just like everyone else, I watched the Microsoft conference with the announcement of the new Xbox, and I have to say it sucked. That whole conference was terrible in my opinion. It was kind of embarrassing to watch at times. Everyone was expecting so much from it, and we got stuff, but it wasn't the stuff we wanted. It was too casual. It was too focused on everything apart from games, which is it's supposed to be a games console, but let's face it, it's not a games console anymore. It's a family entertainment system that you use just as much for TV as you do for games and all sorts of other apps such as Skype and everything like that. So the new Xbox is called Xbox One. Now, the name is debatable. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't think it's a great name. I think it's a bit too simple, a bit too safe, and I think it would confuse a lot of casual gamers and things like parents when they're buying it for their kids for Christmas and stuff. Xbox One, it's not too different. It's not kind of unique enough for a next gen console. The Xbox itself looks very, very big. It looks okay. It looks nice and sleek, but to me it looks like a VCR player, and it looks really, really kind of fat and chunky. You can tell in 2 years' time we're going to be getting a slim version of this, but it does look nice and sleek. The controller is very similar to what the current Xbox controller is. It just has a slight different sort of layout. I think the triggers are slightly different as well, but again, nothing really too wrong with the way it looks or anything. But then they focused loads of it on Connect and sort of these apps that gamers don't care about. I'm a gamer, I play games. I don't want to be talking to my TV. I don't see why this is enticing. I don't get why people think, oh okay, I'm getting an Xbox One because I can talk to it. Why do you want to do that? You're going to be set up at 3 in the morning playing Call of Duty, your parents are in bed, and all of a sudden they hear Xbox off. It's ridiculous. It's really cheesy, and I just think I think it's a real cheap gimmick when literally you can just grab a controller, boom, boom, boom. You do the same sort of things by pressing 3 buttons than you can by shouting at the screen, which 9 times out of 10 is probably going to hear the right thing, but sometimes it's not going to hear what you're saying properly. If you've got a certain accent or anything like that, it's not going to hear you properly. So again, I think it's just gimmicky, and I just don't think it's going to work. The system is very powerful. It's sort of on level terms with the PS4, which is good enough because that's going to stop console wars and fanboys and everything like that. So it's got an 8-core CPU, 8 GB of RAM, a 500 GB hard drive, and a Blu-ray drive. Of course, it was inevitable that Microsoft were going to get the Blu-ray drive because it is 2013. And they can't be using HD DVD anymore when Blu-ray is the way forward really. You can hold so much more on a Blu-ray than you can on a DVD, so we knew that was going to happen. So yeah, the Kinect camera, it comes bundled in with the console, and this is something I read this morning that I really, really don't like. The Kinect camera has to be plugged in to the Xbox for it to work. You can't use the Xbox at all unless this camera's in. Now how bad is that? How terrible is that? Say you come home from work, say you come home from school, you want to come home, sit down, chill out and just play a game for a while, to kind of laze around on your bed playing a game. You're not going to be able to do that. You're going to have to get your camera out, plug it in, place it on top of the TV, aim it towards you, and sort of get yourself into position so this camera can see you, just so you can play some games, or just so you can put on a DVD or something like that. Every time you use the Xbox, the camera has to be in. I really don't agree with that, and I don't think it's going to work. I don't think people are going to like that, and I really think that they've made a big mistake with that, with the fact you can't use the console at all unless this camera is in. So let's see if they can pull anything out with that one, because I honestly don't believe that's going to take off. Xbox Live continues. I think I got the gist of them saying that the current sort of membership system is carrying on, so sort of paying your yearly subscription or like a gold and silver account and everything like that. I think that's continuing. Don't quote me on it though, because I'm not 100% sure, but I do think they're continuing, which again I think is a mistake. I don't think you should be charging people to use online features in 2013 when the internet and everything is such a big thing nowadays. I don't think you should be charging people to use internet features to play games online and everything like that. It may not be much money, but it's still charging people, and I still don't agree with it. And that's probably the reason why I've never ever wanted to venture into Xbox, because I don't agree with it. I'm happy with the PS3 and it's free online. Yeah, sometimes PSN goes down and we have quite a lot of kind of maintenance times, but it's worth it. It's a free service. One thing they spoke about for far too long in the conference, in my opinion, was multi-platform games. And now we knew this was coming. They announced that they've got a sort of partnership going on with EA, so they're going to have exclusive content in the majority of the EA Sports games and everything for Xbox users, such as a mode in FIFA Ultimate Team, which is going to be exclusive for Xbox, and things like that. And of course they focused so much on Call of Duty, they actually closed their conference with Call of Duty, which in my opinion again is terrible booking. You can't be closing a console press conference with a multi-platform game. What benefit is that going to give to your console? Because Sony gamers were watching that with anticipation, knowing that, oh, Xbox are going to be showing me what I can get on my PS4. There's nothing unique about that, about the Xbox, apart from, oh, we've got timed exclusive DLC like they've had for the past 20 Call of Duty games. It's nothing new, and I don't think they should have focused so heavily on Call of Duty. It's not an exclusive game and it never will be, so why are you closing your press conference with that? Again, like I've always said, I knew for a fact that they were going to focus so much on these multi-platform games, because I just don't get the benefit of that. You're just giving PS4 gamers stuff as well as trying to entice your current Xbox users to get this next console up, but you're also giving PS4 gamers and people who are planning to get a PS4 something that they want on their PS4. So what is that benefiting? How is that benefiting your console? Also, I read this morning as well a very interesting article that they didn't announce at the press conference. This was a separate interview by another Microsoft worker, that it was announced that once you put a game into your Xbox, it saves it onto the hard drive, so you don't have to keep putting the disc in to play the game. So once you've put the disc in once, that's fine. It saves onto your hard drive and you can play it straight off the hard drive. But that means once you've put a disc in, that game is locked to your Xbox, so you can't lend it to friends and everything like that. And that also means you can't buy pre-owned games. Well, this is where I got a bit where I read something quite interesting. If you buy pre-owned Xbox One games or anything like that, or you lend it to your friend, they have to pay a fee to use the game on their system, which again is just I just don't get how people accept that. I don't think that is tolerable at all. Why should people have to pay to use a pre-owned game just on their system? It's terrible marketing and everything like that. I don't think people are gonna go for that because of reasons like that. I'm not gonna get an Xbox One because of things like that. They're just Microsoft are just cash cows. They love getting all this cash from everyone. That's what they are. They're a company just focused around cash, and they love to show it off. The majority of their conference was them showing off how much money they chucked around at people. They've chucked money at EA by getting all this exclusive stuff. They've chucked the majority of their money at Call of Duty, getting all this timed exclusive stuff. They chucked a ridiculous amount of money probably at Steven Spielberg, and apparently he's directing some sort of Halo live action TV series, which cool, if you're a Halo fan that might be quite cool to watch, but why is it at a gaming press conference? Why has that been announced at the announcement conference of a console? I just don't get it. I honestly don't get why gamers are going to be excited for this Xbox One. I'm going to get a PS4. I know for a fact I'm getting a PS4. Apparently they've said they were always going to focus on the family friendly sort of stuff at this conference, and they're going to announce more games at E3, but I can't see it. I think Xbox are going to be how they are this generation. That's how I think they're going to be next generation. So not too much to look forward to in my opinion for Xbox users. I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.